What going on, everybody? This is David Mitchell here, and welcome back to Fans Train, episode 93. And yes, we're talking about Brightline today. Alright, come on. And we're going to invite Gordon for right now. There we go. You doing good, bud?
Yeah, I'm just cleaning my fish right now, but I can talk.
Dude, you know Brightline opens up next week. Or not next week, this week. You heard?
Oh yeah, I've heard.
Heard on the 22nd, the second day of fall, Brightline opens from Miami to Orlando. Can you believe? Oops, sorry.
No, I'm just talking to my cat. He didn't get his dinner yet. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have any of the fall colors started showing up there already?
But there really hasn't been any foreign power.
No, not foreign power. I'm talking about the fall colors, like the trees.
Sorry, what?
You know the fall colors, like the changes from summer to fall?
Ollie, you got your food, Solomon, this is for you. Move.
Oh, your cat, am I right, Gord? Or not Gord, but Griffin, my bad, bud.
But Ollie, you already got your food. You don't need more, you fat bitch.
Oh! Wow, dude, ripping into your cat, am I right?
No, Ollie, no. You already got your food. He did not. Calm
down. Wow. That's picky cat, am I right? But am I right, that one picky cat?
No, Ollie keeps trying to eat Solomon's food. I need to clean the kitchen, but I ain't leaving until he's done.
He being a little, dick butt, am I right?
Oh, Solomon hasn't eaten yet. Holly is the one that's being a diva, so.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that crazy, am I right?
Oh, already got your food.
Hey, Gord, what? Or not Gord, but Griffin. My bad. I'm just. I keep calling you Gord because we have a friend named Gord, but I'm just brain farting right now. You know what I mean?
Friend named after a
plant. It's his nickname because he does plants up, but Griffin. Like, have the trees already started changing color up there where you are?
Oh yeah, in the White Mountains. It's nice up there, but this time of year, it takes you about 3 hours to go up to where it usually takes like an hour and a half. Double, sometimes even triples the amount of time with a friggin' leaf peeper.
Griffin, don't hate me for this, but I might be a leaf peeper because I like fall colors, you know?
Well, if you ever go up to New Hampshire, let me know.
I will let you know because I might need you as a guide when I ever go up there, you know? Because
well, my dad knows all the back roads, but I know enough. No, for Christ's sake, Ollie, no.
Cat problems, am I right?
Yeah, but cats are still better than dogs, so.
Heck, I'm not picky with animal. Cat, dog, I can handle it all ever, you know what I mean?
Ollie, don't give me that look. You already had your dinner.
Paws off. Funny. But, oh, like with Brightline opening up in about 3 days. Can you believe it? In 3 days, Brightline will be opening up for business from Miami to Orlando. Can you believe that?
Oh, I can.
Dude, let me be honest. I know for a fact the airlines are going to be crapping their pants. Like, you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
They're going to be pooping their pants and stoiling. And I was already talking to some friends who live in Orlando, who have friends who work at the airport. He done told me, and what coming from his mouth, he literally told me half of the people who work the Orlando to Miami route are either getting transferred to the Orlando to Atlanta route or to flat out Croydon, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a fucking nightmare for the airline company, but it's going to be great for us.
I know, but you can already tell it already happening because a lot of people, even people who would normally take the plane from Miami to Orlando, are outly saying we're not doing that anymore, actually saying that they're going to take the train from Miami to Orlando. So this is a big blow to the airline. Big blow. Even though, I'm sorry.
Well, nice, Holman. They were taught both the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority as well as Amtrak thought about bringing passenger service from Boston up to Manchester and Concord, New Hampshire.
Let me get the NIMBY shotted down. Am I right?
No, it wasn't why it never came to be. It wasn't because of the NIMBYs.
Ooh.
It was because of the government.
You know, I hope next generation that lives up there kick the people who are running that state out. You know, I hope they do, you know?
Well, Dave, I gotta go clean the kitchen because it's a fucking disaster. So I will call you later.
All right, you have a good one, Griffin. Sorry, bud. You have a good one.
Call me Peter, for Christ's sake.
I'm sorry. I've been overworked to hell and back today, if you know what I mean.
Well, Davy Jones, I gotta go.
All right, later, bud.
Yes.
All right, that was my friend Griffin, or not Griffin, Gore. All right, it technically is Griffin. I'll be honest, I am hell tired today, if you know what I mean. But yeah, like hell tired. All right, let's see some of the Discord guys. These guys are on right now. All right. Let's see who's going to join the live stream, guys. But I am really looking forward to Brightline. So, yeah. And hey, Brian, you doing good?
Hello.
Welcome back to the stream, bud.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. Are you looking forward to that big grand opening to Brightline in 3 days?
Yes, matter of fact, I was looking at my calendar, and yeah, that's definitely coming. I mean, yeah, I saw the give me a second, the Roman Railfan video basically just the other day when he did say it's official, you know. So,
Speaking that
is.
Oops, sorry.
Go ahead. I was going to say that is a very exciting event coming up because obviously, like I was saying, I want Brightline to be successful because I believe strongly that, you know, that they're going to provide an alternative to Vision for how we do rail in the United States, you know?
Oh, and, I know. Oh, speaking that, fall begins in 2 days. Tomorrow, the last day is summer, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely definitely is. We're definitely getting a little chillier weather up here. I'm in Idaho here, and it's definitely nice to finally turn the corner and look to the next season. Anyways,
I know. I'm a fall and winter lover. Like fall and winter are my two things. I'm hoping we get some snow here in the Carolinas. Like I hope we have a white Christmas this year. Maybe a white winter, hopefully. Because
Did you guys actually get snow down there? Because I didn't really think that we. I guess maybe you would possibly.
Once in a blue moon, like last time we had good snowfall here in Charleston, South Carolina, was back in 2018.
Wow. Okay.
But here, Jane, I need to ask, have the trees already been changing color up there where you are?
Not yet, because it still hasn't gotten that cold yet. I mean, it's kind of like hovering there, basically. But, like I said, you're right. Basically, in a few days, we'll be getting there, basically,
Because I know the trees are about to start changing color soon,
Right. And then that's definitely something big on the East Coast. I know people really like to do that as a recreational thing, people in New York or wherever,
Leafers are what they're called. And to be honest, I'll bring it up. I might be a little bit of a leafer because I love fall colors. I'll be on it.
It's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's great to see the seasons, like I said, change. So, but on the Brightline thing, I guess I'm looking forward to seeing the videos show up. When people go down there and take the videos.
I know. Speaking of that, I want to bring it up. The shitstorm already happening with the airlines. Like, I have a friend who lived down in Orlando, and he said they're already taking people off of the Orlando to Miami route and moving them to either like the Orlando to Atlanta route, Orlando to Charlotte route. Like, he's saying that they're moving them to other routes, and he said half of them are already quitting because of this.
Okay, so from the airlines or from Brightline standpoint, I'm confused. Hold on, which one?
The airline standpoint. The airlines, some of the people are quitting and getting transfers.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So the airlines are already starting to shit their pants. Not even 3 days before the grand opening, they're already crapping their pants, already panicking.
Well, the good news, here's the thing. The good news is that, for people that want to travel, I mean, the fact is now this link, I'm sorry, when Flights becomes real, basically, on a couple of days, means they could travel into Orlando and then take the Brightline down to Florida, or vice versa, right? So you could say go to Florida and take a plane out of Orlando, right? So there's more options.
I know, and big. Heck, there were also another thing from my friend. He also heard people who usually take the plane from Miami to Orlando and vice versa. He said they're quit. Some of them are out. We're not going to be taking the plane anymore. Some of them are out. They're going to take Brightline. He already heard some of them already say that.
The other option, I'm just wondering how many people are going to do this, is auto train themselves down to Orlando and then take Brightline south, or north.
Well, what I'm hearing is even though the trains didn't get up to 125 miles per hour, they actually get to Miami to Orlando 30 minutes earlier than the airlines.
Well, that's good.
To be honest, if that 30-minute time difference, it's a big advantage for Brightline, and that's actually a big blow, and I mean big blow to the airlines.
And that's not even high-speed rail, if you really want to talk about it, right? I mean, it's not what should have been there, right?
I know, but it's still going to get the job done. And
what I've always said is, look, you start someplace and move forward from there. Okay, so if they have this becomes successful, when this becomes, well, not yet, but I really believe it's successful. It becomes successful. There's always an option because right away is there and everything that they could elevate some of the tracks, that kind of stuff, and they could do some stuff. There's always a possibility for upgrades. Let's just say, crossing eliminations, upgrading the tracks, that kind of stuff to 125 more places, right?
I know. And here, Gene, once you start getting up to 125, it only a matter of time before eventually high-speed rail come into the picture. Eventually. And here...
And then even electrification potentially, but I guess not to get ahead of ourselves. I think, the exciting thing, like I said, is this is opening, and that's, a fun thing.
I know, but I'm already hearing the shitstorm already happening with the airlines. Like, from my friends down in Orlando, they're already telling me that it already happening. The airlines are already freaking out.
Right. I mean, look, it's the reality that when they're not forced. It's the reality where the situation is that people have choices. They can make choices now, which will include the train, and doesn't mean they only have airline or driving. Basically, so or bus potentially. I'm assuming there's buses that go there as well. Greyhound or whatever systems are there.
To be honest, it will also, and hear me out, they're also going to be a big blow to Greyhound too.
Right.
Because with it being faster than Greyhound, with Greyhound is slow as hell, did it actually a big blow, and I mean a big blow to Greyhound too,
Now, the other thing that comes out too regarding this too is I know there have some plans. Was it Sunrail potentially is going to might be eventually using the station there?
Yep. Yeah, that they're planned. They're actually going to be working on connecting Sunrail. They already approved the plan.
Good, because I know that was one of the things that they're doing, that northern extension of Sunrail. Because again, that a Rolling Rail fan again covered that. So give me a second. I can look at my map about which. Let's see here. What else? The northern extension, which I will look up right now, is the one to Orlando. DeLand. That's right. Yes, that's what it is. Right. So they can get there from DeLand all the way down to the airport would be really awesome.
I agree, and that actually big for them too. Now, here's something else. Once it give it about a year to 2 years down in Florida with people right into who are from other states. People who go down there are going to go back to their state saying that we need this.
Well, the good news is we're seeing again for the two other examples here. Obviously, three things. Obviously, California High Speed Rail has got stuff. It's being constructed. And the Texas Central thing looks like it's something's going to happen there because I do believe Andy Byford's going to make things happen there. And then the other one, obviously, the California to Las Vegas thing with Brightline West. So, we got some good stuff happening. And
I do got some bad news. Do you remember the guy who saying that Texas Central was not a railroad and kept on delaying Texas Central?
Yeah.
He got acquitted.
Oh.
The one who kept on denying them. Freaking.
Well, I mean, as long as their project can continue to move forward, that's the thing. I mean,
I know.
See it stall out.
Well, with Amtrak back in now, they can't even stop it now. Even though he might get a job back, he won't be able to stop it now because they was backed by an actual railroad. So.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, I just want to see where this goes, and I'm hopeful for the future things work out.
Now the other thing that is a good thing is that California High Speed Rail are already looking to try to find their first couple of train sets.
Yeah, apparently they're tendering a bid. I think coming up pretty soon. I'm not sure what the date on that is, but I did read about. I watched the program about that. So.
Hear me out. I think they're going to go with the Avail of Liberties,
Interesting. I mean, the funny thing is obviously because Siemens is right there. Siemens Mobility is right there, right there. But they also might have too much work already with Amtrak's orders. So who knows? It could end up being one of those situations.
Yep, that's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
But yeah, I mean, I do think there's a lot of positive things in the world of transportation. Did you see Reese's video just today? Anyways.
Oh no, not yet. But
okay,
I'll probably watch it later on. But Here, Jane,
Okay.
it's crazy what been going on. Also, what been going on in Mexico too.
Well, they have that. It's that whole entire thing in the Cancun thing, right? I assume.
Yep, and also them buying the train sets from the United Kingdom.
Yes, which is interesting.
Have you
watched a program about that just the other day, basically?
have you seen the photos coming out of Mexico of them?
No. Do you have a link to those or something like that, basically?
I actually shared the photos with Brightline on Facebook. And crazy thing is that here's the crazy thing. You might find it funny that it's so odd looking at the train sets in Mexico, all places, you know?
Well, I mean, it's one of those situations where you see these things you think traditionally for one country, but again, they pop up for another country, and it's because the designs work for what they're doing. And I know again, the program I was watching was talking about, they're doing ETCS apparently on the system, which is going to be good. Apparently, it's going to be some electrified, but some diesel. So that's will be good because they'll be able to use both, depending on the needs there, anyways. And I guess they're also doing it for freight as well, which makes sense because I'm sure they could actually have some cross Mexico shipments of freight rail, the way we do across the United States and across Canada, as a land bridge, if they do it right, with double stack trains potentially, anyways.
Now,
from one side to the other,
Now here, crazy, you've been able to take a train down to Central America back in the day. Like,
the tracks go almost the way down there. Basically, there's a, you look at the railway map, you can see where they kind of end up, but.
Like,
yeah.
Tracks out we used to go all the way down there, not to Panama, but they got close to Panama.
Yeah.
But
Panama's got its own railroad, which goes back and forth along, its thing, basically,
I know, but here, crazy, there were a point where the tracks outly transited from standard gauge to narrow gauge once it crossed the Mexico border into I can't remember what country border Mexico down in Central America. My bad.
Let me just pull it up real quick. I'm right here. It's Guatemala, basically, you're talking about. Yeah.
Tracks out we used to cross into Guatemala from Mexico, of all places. And tracks, I'm not sure if they still use those tracks or if they're completely abandoned. I'm not sure.
Again, if you look, just going over road maps, it looks like that stuff's either not there anymore or abandoned, one of the two. Because it doesn't look like anything. Yeah, they're dotted lines right now. Yeah, so they're definitely either abandoned or ripped up, one of the two, basically. So yeah.
But didn't I noted, like, when I actually remember when I looked up that area on Google Map, it was actually dual gauge, meaning you had narrow.
Yeah, well, that would make sense because again, just like any other situation, you don't want to have to translate stuff or make people change trains and everything if you don't have to. And we also do see some of that also down in Australia, basically, or something like that too. They have some dual gauge stuff there as well because again, remember they got the multiple gauges.
Yep.
But yeah, I can see that some tracks might still exist again open road maps, but a lot of it is dotted lines. So
I know,
and incomplete sections and
some of the track that you connect to some of the active railroad down in Central America don't exist anymore. But it's sad,
the reality is these countries, I'd have to look at the history of why, when they got built, when it got dismantled. I'm sure it's on Wikipedia someplace, I'm guessing. But either way, my guess is they just never really got the Industrial Revolution stuff going the same way that other countries did, and the railroads are part of the backbone of that,
Mm-hmm.
So, these sugarcane railroads, that kind of stuff, narrow gauge, that kind of stuff, industrial, those things, but nothing that was like other industries would need to do, standard gauge stuff where they want, and they would have kept it going because their industries would have stayed around, and not use trucking or something else.
Well, I know for a fact that the tracks lasted all the way up until the little war that they had down in Central America at one point. I know for
Okay.
I know for a fact that they had a little war at one point in Central America between two countries,
Yes.
and if I'm right, the tracks went abandoned after that because a lot of the infrastructure got blown up.
That would make sense now, yeah. You know, because that does happen. I mean, you know, you do know that obviously when the war happens, that a lot of times you have to blow up bridges and destroy rail lines, because that's when we cut off supply chain. You know,
Mm-hmm. Now,
same thing with airports and/or roads. You know, similar thing. You know, all those things so they're going to do those things. So, but yeah. Anyway, so no, I don't. You know, I'm not sure if there was anything. I mean, what else is? I was watching like the recent videos. Either let's see who's here. I was like, oh, he's coming in. Maybe I'm not sure.
I'm trying to get Brightline in, but he usually is running a little late today because he is going home right now. So
okay.
But here saying like, I am looking forward to the crap storm that about to happen with the airlines. You know, it's gonna be entertaining.
I'm ready.
It will, like, it's gonna be entertaining to watch how the airlines squirm trying to find their way out of this. You know, because
sure. And I you know, like I said, I think that, you know, like all things, it's sort of healthy competition, because the reality of the situation is that I don't know, people that have traveled on airlines and have enjoyed the experience the same way it used to be, you know. And the thing is that it's important to people options so that maybe they don't have to go through TSA security or you know, getting on an airplane where they're kind of like under the, you know, command of people that, you know, have their own ideas about how things should work, you know. So
I know.
So the trains are, let's say, you can get up and walk around a lot more. Unfortunately, Brightline doesn't have, you know, cafe cars or anything like that, but they do offer, you know, similar thing with the service carts and everything, you know. And I don't know, you're on the ground. You have then you also have your cell phone service and everything on the ground. You're not paying additional money to get Wi-Fi access, you know, right? So
I know
that's a good thing.
And funny thing is, and I'm going to bring it up, and you might think it will be funny for this, but let me be on it. I do see Amtrak and Brightline being competition and rivals.
So I look at Amtrak and Brightline being, it could go both ways, basically. I see them being competition, but also being complementary, basically. I don't think at this point, with Brightline's current footprint, it's any sort of situation where they're really competing directly yet, but I do see it there being a point with the city pairs that Brightline has talked about and shown on maps anyways, you know, that I've seen anyways, that eventually I could see them competing because of Brightline doing things quicker and faster and builds things, where Amtrak kind of sits around and hems and haws about stuff, or, you know, gives a worse experience for the customers, you know. It could end up being one of those situations, you know, where Brightline says, you know, or if people will choose one over the other. And that's fine. Look, at the end of the day, like I said, I want competition. So people are not only have the Amtrak model if it's going to be for trains anyways, other than just, like I said, the Rocky Mountaineer or the other kind of really high-end touristy trains, which are not really serving the same market anyways, you know. So...
But I will just say it is a big blow to the airline. Like, I will say, like I've been saying it, when Brightline opened that line, it will be a big blow, and I mean big blow to, you know, the airlines.
I mean, the thing to understand, of course, like all things, is that, you know, just like we've seen other things happen here, I mean, the fact is, you know, the competition comes in and it basically causes everyone else to have to raise their boats, basically, you know, or raise their, you want to get better, you know. I do believe the airlines will fight back, and I do believe some will be successful getting people to, you know, go their way because of, you know, the perks they offer. Maybe they have better lounge access. I don't know, you want to say whatever it is, but, you know, but it's a good thing, you know. I mean, I think that's the bottom line, including, like I said, what's, you know, the idea of the stations that are being built being potentially used not just for the Orlando one we're talking about, for Sunrail, but also I know they're talking about also, what is it, Tri-Rail going down to the Miami station, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's, so which means that, again, you're talking about this infrastructure that's being built and not being hogged by, well, not hogged, but, only being used by Brightline, being something that other agencies and other places other agencies can use, and that's great, so, yeah.
But did seem like the airlines, because of all the years that they've been, abusing customers and all the crap that they've been pulling, people are going to not go with the airlines if they have a better option,
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like I said, price is the one thing, and Brightline will have to be competitive price-wise with the airlines. But also, like I said, you're right. You have to look at the full deal because it's not just the experience on the airplane, but don't forget, you're talking about on the ground itself, the security checks, and let's not forget the last mile side of it, which says that, Brightline's taking care of, getting you to or from, or, the train station or wherever it is with their shuttles, and the airlines are like, well, it's on your own to get your own Uber or Lyft or whatever. Well, maybe that's a factor, as well,
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing.
So I'm just saying, I mean,
where the railroad have the advantage, because let's be honest, even though Brightline is 30 minutes faster, Brightline still have to leg up because they're going to actually transfer from commuter rail to the passenger train. Like, if you're going to take a Tri-Rail train to Brightline and then all the way up to Orlando, then take a Sunrail train to your final destination, you could do that all on one ticket.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. The same way that New York, they fixed it with Metro North and Long Island Railroad having combined tickets, right? So if you're going to go from Long Island and need to go to 125th Long Island or something like that, what is it? Metro North or some other station there, you could get one ticket and just transfer at Grand Central and then continue your ride. And it doesn't have to be dealing with multiple tickets and which could potentially offer discounts for doing that. I see that there's a lot of options there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I do think it's a good thing, and looking forward to how this goes. In a few days here, because that should be fun. I'm sure people will live stream it. Also, I would be shocked if someone doesn't, put up a video where they're riding the train down. And
Demetrius, if you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Reese goes down there, honestly, but I'm sure others will be down there as well.
Dimitri did a live stream the day before yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. Dimitri will be on. He should be around with that. No question.
Like, I'm hoping he do a live stream Friday because he better open up the lounge because there is a lot of stuff I need to bring up with him that I would love for a lot more people, because let's be honest, he have more subscribers than me. So hopefully I can get people.
People know about him. So it's like if you haven't done a lot of marketing on your stuff, he's
like, even though I've been his friend for a long time, like almost since 2016.
Okay.
Almost 8 years,
Yeah. Okay.
Like, and saying is that I remember some of the stuff he did. Like, being that I hear PO89, the Palmetto coming.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Amtrak. Yeah. He got locomotives on him. Also, they're now starting to test the LCs on, or the Chargers on the Silver Meteor 2 now.
Good.
So that another train that
those Chargers. I mean, in the days of the P42s and P30s and all that stuff's kind of like they're coming to close soon.
I know. Like, I glad I was able to catch as many as I did. Hell, I caught them. I probably caught my last ever P42 on video. Probably not sure yet. day before my birthday, before my 25th birthday, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, good. I mean, like I said, this change is part of the deal. Amtrak's going to see
There he is.
EPHs and other things. They've been through other locomotives, through the years, and there'll be another change here, and we'll have the chargers in, and the GE stuff's will be gone.
I know, and it's gonna be sad because I grew up with those locomotives.
I mean, the P32s or the DMs or whatever, the ones they run on the Empire service, that kind of stuff, probably stick around a little longer because I think they'll have a dual mode.
They're dual mode.
Right, yeah, and not just for them, but also we're talking about for Metro North and any other. I'm trying to think of anything else. Condot or anything else does them too, but there'll still be a few around here or there, I'm sure, including the museums are going to pick them up. That's kind of a thing, right?
Oh, I know. I know a lot of museums are going to pick them up because they are historical. More likely, when they go after the P42, they're probably going to go for a Heritage unit variant, to try to save the Heritage units.
Well, I mean, I guess they have repainted some with, Painter, Raptor, and whatever, with special stuff over the years. And I know they have taken some, it has changed around, sometimes. Some got different liveries on them. But, yeah, like I said, I would not, I expect the IRM to pick up one or two, basically, or whatever else they end up getting. And, other museums as well, because as soon as they still got some life left of it and they're historic and stuff, people want to remember riding behind them on Amtrak. So, even CHSR, not HR, California CHRM, Railway Museum in Sacramento, I'm sure I'll pick up one,
More likely, also the Illinois Railroad Museum. They're probably going to pick up one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying IRM, I could see them getting it. I could see the California Railroad Museum getting it. There might be a few others out there.
North Carolina Transportation Museum, which I've been there, so I can vouch for them because I've been to North Carolina Transportation Museum.
Yeah. No, anybody that kind of would be in their mission to preserve these kind of things. Obviously, places that are steam railroad places are going to just use steam stuff. The ones that are more only electric organizations are different, but we'll see what ends up happening. Moving down, maybe even down in Campo, basically California, where they have that rail museum there. There's a lot of them around the United States. So
now I know. Now hear me out on this. I might sound crazy for it, but I think some new commuter rail startup might try to buy some of them too.
True.
Am I right?
Or honestly, what happens, I know Japan's done this, and even San Diego's done this as well. Sometimes you have your older stuff that's, still in good enough nick that other countries might be interested in it. It'd be like a thing where it finds its way down to Argentina or some other places like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Hell, probably even down to Mexico with them doing their regional rail,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm just saying. It all depends. Mexico, we'll see. I just think, like I said, it's just a question of where those things land when Amtrak's done with them, and assuming that they still have some life left of them and are not just completely junk,
I know. Because I know Brazil bought a couple of Amtrak old stuff back in the 1980s.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm saying. Places like that, and even the gauge thing is not a problem in Brazil. You could say, they have their wide gauge, whatever, but again, you just put different trucks in that, and it's probably not, I can't see it being that big of a deal there,
I know. Hell, they put wide, they literally, when it comes to their locomotive, they buy U.S.-built locomotives and then, put wide tracks on some of them, and they do have narrow gauge over there in Brazil, too. And they have there is narrow gauge at the 70s. I can actually say it. Narrow gauge at the 70 max.
Wow. Yeah.
In Brazil.
You watch the virtual railfan video webcam thing, and you see they'll get catches on those. We'll see them being exported out when they're later on train trailers, on flat cars, and say on one flat car, another flat car's got the trucks, because of course they're not gauge, not standard gauge, so, and they're ready to export. So,
I know, and that's the crazy thing, because with them being narrow gauge at the 70s, it did mind-boggling knowing that they actually are narrow gauge at the 70s out there. Heck, they're at the 40 narrow gauge.
Well, the thing is, like anything, the power plant works for that need, and the gauge is the gauge, and as long as the loading gauge part of it, as far as the locomotives are not too wide, physically or tall for their infrastructure, sure,
Now
but I could see them, Brookville or something like that, building more of those narrow gauge type locomotives, potentially, or maybe EMD or EMD, whatever, people could make them if they wanted to, but companies might say, but depends, what they're looking for. So
now I can say that, and I'm going to bring it up at that, and I will bring it up at that. There are some areas where Brazil actually have U.S. standard gauge. Heck, even Chile does too,
Yep.
Like, I actually seen video of U.S. standard gauge track down there, Like, there are some countries that use the American standard gauge. You know what I mean?
No, again, you look at the maps, you can see there's some places they have definitely a mix of gauges, and standard gauge is so popular because it's standard. It's like out there, but these other countries that have other gauges they're using, they're still usually going to have some standard gauge around there someplace. Even if they're mostly like India wide gauge or whatever kind of thing, or even like with Spain or similar thing. Spain's got the standard gauge for the high speed rail. And that's just how that works. So
now I will bring it up. There is areas in like
everything.
Valahome, but I'll be honest about this. About it is that it's crazy seeing U.S. built locomotives in different countries.
No, of course. It definitely is an interesting thing when you see that because, like I said, you kind of like think of those locomotives as being a U.S. thing. But of course, U.S. and Mexico all kind of share motor pool power now, of course, designs and whatnot. So, but you're right, in other countries like, South America, or if you see them definitely down in Australia or places like that, with the mining railroads, right?
And here's the other thing. The thing that blew my mind too is like there are more and more countries every year that are doing double stack intermodal trains. Like it's just crazy,
Well, no, the one that's interesting, of course, is they got that India's got their dedicated freight corridor thing, basically, right? They're running double stacked under wire. It's a pretty wild operation, but really, fact is, trains work. India knows about trains. They have a nice network of rail lines there, and it makes sense for them to build up special corridor lines just for freight, so they can keep the freight away from the passenger service. In similar way that you go for high-speed rail, they went the other way. Matter of fact, U.S. we've done similar things some places like Alameda Corridor kind of stuff down in Los Angeles, and there's other kind of projects the U.S. has done for freight-only tracks. Like I think even Wyoming, you want to talk about the Powder River Basin area, basically, and they built that up so they can get the coal out of that area. So it's interesting. So
I know, and that crazy. Now, with how everything going, I hate it, but the Powder River Basin will probably go abandoned in the next decade or so,
I'm not so sure. I think people talk about the death of coal, and I look at it as being the fact that you forget the fact that globally there's also the export side of it. And again, where I live here, I see the trains, and they definitely have, you got coal trains that are coming from the basin. They're coming and making their way out to the ports, so they can export stuff. It's not just for domestic use, So, I'm just saying, like, from my standpoint, things are not just U.S. centric. There are a lot of power plants around the world, places where they are not, fully on board with shutting those things down and whatnot. So yeah.
It's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. Anyways, I can get back to a few things here. I guess I'm gonna talk to you later. Okay.
All right. You have a good one, Brian. But
you have a good day. Talk to you later. Cheers.
You too.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
That was Brian, one of our new guys. But y'all already know I'm trying to get Brightline on, like waiting on him. If y'all know what I mean. But yeah. But sweaty. Still having an upset stomach. Well, let me call Brightline there, everybody. See if he's going to pick up. But
Brightline. Can I say hello to Brightline? Well,
once he pick up, if he probably not home yet,
Who got Gordy?
They got done talking to one of our new member, Brian. But yeah, I was talking to Griffin earlier.
Griffith? Oh, the good guy.
And you're gonna laugh at it. Beginning the live stream, me and him were talking, and he had a little problem with his cat being a little, you know what. Sorry about a little cat, you know what I mean?
Oh.
But it did crazy. I mean, crazy, if you know what I mean. Because he was talking to a cat. Ah! Cat talking, if you know what I mean. Oh boy. It's crazy. Look like we might not be able to get them on, but to be honest, it's crazy what's been going on. I am going to try to get, but to be honest, with what is happening in Florida right now, and to be honest, I will say that people are already leaving the airline business already, in a way.
Yeah.
So, it's something I'm looking forward to because they're already shit in their pants. They're already.
Shit in their pants?
Yep. What's up? Ah, finally you're in the live stream.
Florida.
Hey, speaking of Val called Brightline, did you hear what Val called you?
Mr. Florida.
Val called you Florida man. Oh, hey, are you looking forward to the grand opening in 3 days? A Brightline?
Yeah, I'm here.
Like, speaking that the crowd storm are already happening in Florida with the airline. They're already panicking.
Oh, gosh.
You want to know how I know? I was talking to a friend of mine who live in Orlando, who know people who work at the airport. He already telling me that there are people that are, and this is what I'll be on it about because he been telling me this. I already talked to some of the other guys earlier that there are already people getting moved from the Miami to Orlando route to other routes.
What?
Oh, you know they're about to shut they're about to slow down on the Miami to Orlando route when they're transferring everybody to another route. Am I right?
Exactly.
And also, a lot of people are quitting or getting terminated. And
Yikes.
who work on that route. So, crap are already hitting the fan there. Am I right?
Yeah. They're squirming.
And here, fine, Jane. The icing on the cake. You want to know what the icing on the cake is, Brightline? It's
What?
that, and you're going to laugh at this. People are already saying once it opens, they're never going to take the airline from Miami to Orlando ever again.
Yikes.
People are already saying that they're going to take the train instead. That is a big blow.
Yeah, I think Brightline should actually get their asses together because if that can mean one thing, a demand for more seating.
Oh yeah, and eventually they will have to double track that single section. Like every area where they have single track main, they're going to have to double track.
I know.
I'm already saying that like they're Miami, like from Palm Beach all the way up to Orlando. The track there, they're going to have to fully double main that in probably a year from now.
Yeah, exactly.
Florida, man.
Oh, Val said, "Hey, by the way, Brightline."
Hey, I was actually in university today, in college today, so it's been nice to be back there after 4 freaking years of the pandemic.
Oh, I know. All right, Brightline. One of the people in my comments do you think high-speed rail should replace planes?
Oh, yeah, repeat that question.
One of the guys in my comment said, do you think high-speed rail should replace planes?
Yeah, I think so. Because specifically in short domestic routes in the United States, for example.
Mm-hmm. Like, if y'all heard what Genesis, a.k.a. Brightline, said, he said exactly what I would say, because airplane would be good for, like, long distance, but for, like, close corner cities, and what I'm going to be on it about is that short-haul flights do not need to exist.
Really?
Unless it's up in a factor and not making it easy for rail to be built, like a mountain range. Like, if they're a mountain range, that's understandable. But if they're nothing blocking high-speed rail from being built, there's no excuse for it. Am I right?
You're absolutely right. Let's not forget that if your location is located in Hawaii, for example, there is actually except from the U.S. mainland.
Mm-hmm.
Trains cannot go to Hawaii.
To be honest, like, Hawaii, like, there was railroads in Hawaii at one point, but what happened there?
I'm talking about no. I know there's some railroads in Hawaii back at the time. I meant there's a rail connection between the mainland states to Hawaii. Hawaii is actually isolated from the continental U.S.
That is true. Which I will be honest is true about that. But let's get back to like Florida, because thing is we're already seeing the shitstorm happen. Like, to be honest, and let me be honest on it. Like, planes, like, they're okay for like long distance, but for short haul flights, no, they're more expensive. Plus, they waste more money. Am I right?
You're absolutely right, though.
But here,
You're
Jane,
absolutely right.
like, this is what I would say. People who try to defend the airlines are the morons, I'm sorry, but if you defend the airline for all the crap they have done for the last 20 years, there is no excuse for it. Am I right about that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Like, in here, like here at Teen, there are areas where, like here at Teen, like, there are city pair across the country that are too short to fly, but too long to drive.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
And
I've actually watched the live stream of Demetrius Villa.
I watched that too. Dude, I hope he do another live stream Friday. I hope he does another live stream Friday, because if he does it and bring back the lounge, you know I'm going to bring up a ton of stuff that I've been talking about recently, you know?
Exactly.
And Jane is that, like, there is an area where airlines are good at, but I don't see for short haul flights, you know?
Exactly.
Like across the ocean, yeah. But, you know, from Charleston to Savannah, Charleston to Charlotte, maybe Charleston to Columbia, that's way too short to drive, but it actually way too long to drive. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I think Brightline is actually eyeing on some corridors, for example, like the Cascades routes from Seattle, Washington to Portland, Oregon.
Ooh, here's the fun, Gene. If Brightline take that before Amtrak, that'll be a big W for Brightline, but a big L for Amtrak.
Well, Amtrak still is holding on to their corridor system.
I know, but it's only a matter of time before Brightline start creeping in, you know?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest. On a Brightline showed that it was superior over Amtrak. So
Amtrak, yeah. The only thing that Amtrak and Brightline lacks is a transfer system.
I know. And saying it, the only way they'll get a transfer system in Orlando and Miami with, you know, like the transfer from Tri-Rail and Sunrail, you know?
Exactly. Or there's in Miami, there's actually a Metro Rail system that you can go from. You got to take the Metro Rail from Brightline Station all the way down to the Metro Rail transfer station, and all the way up to and take the Tri-Rail all the way up to Hollywood.
I know, and to be honest, that is a big blow for the airlines, you know. But it also given Amtrak some actual competition where they will need to compete in order to keep riders, you know.
I'm hoping Amtrak to replace some of those Am fleets going on.
Oh, I know. Those ain't been around since the 1970s. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I think they should actually replace them with Siemens Adventure cars.
They are actually doing the Aero sets, which are technically adventure cars.
But the problem is with the Aero sets, the Amtrak Aero, that's designed for Northeast Corridor system, the Cascades routes, or the Pacific Surfer liners, and some corridor systems like the Capital Corridor in California.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that get what air train they're testing the Chargers on now.
On the long distance trains, I believe.
It'll get another long distance train and it'll go by my house.
I've heard that. I actually saw the ALC-42s pulling the Palmetto.
The Palmetto is fully up with them. They're actually now starting to try them out on the Silver Meteor.
Oh, and it's about time that they're going to put it on the Silver Star.
You want to know how I know? Because when I was getting up and getting ready for work some morning, I heard the Silver Meteor coming, and I looked out of my window, and I recognized there was a, new locomotive on it. I recognized it, and there are testing them on the Silver Meteor now. So the the P-42s are probably officially going to be on one last train on the line, and not the auto train.
Oh gosh, I feel so sad for the P-42s.
I know, and it's kind of sad that we're like crazy. I caught and this is probably going to make it special knowing that it actually happened the day before my birthday, and that I caught the last. And hear me out. The last P-42 on a Palmetto the day before my birthday. I can actually say that, you know? Can you believe that?
I mean, I grew up on the P-42s. When I was in South Florida and I was in the Fort Lauderdale Tri-Rail station, there's actually an Amtrak station there too.
Oh.
Well, there still is. They probably they're still operating the Amtrak station down in Fort Lauderdale. The Tri-Rail Amtrak station. I took a photo. I took a photo of the Amtrak Silver Meteor pulling into the station. It was at 4 p.m.
Well, if I get lucky and I get another P-42, that would be good, but I know their days are officially numbers on that line. You know?
Yeah, I remember that train pulling into the station. That was about 11 years ago.
I know, but it kind of sad knowing that their days are officially numbered on that line, meaning they already got done testing them on the Palmetto, and they're fully up and running on the Palmetto, meaning I could bet you're behind, we won't be seeing any P-42s anytime soon anymore unless one of them chargers break down. If one of them chargers break down, then we will probably see one, but more than likely, nope. Am I right?
Yeah, I can definitely see them being scrapped or some of them being preserved.
Yeah, me and Brian were already talking about that earlier, that more than likely we're probably going to have some in museum because of their historical significance. Did like the, like the Acela, some of them are probably going to end up in museums too, you know?
Yeah, I think Amtrak Guys 365 should actually update the status on the P-42s.
Yeah, because they're already starting to go, because with them now testing them on the Silver Meteor, with one will probably be coming through in an hour from now, and I guarantee he probably going to have one. Knowing that he actually probably going to have one, meaning it eventually going to be sad knowing that him and the auto train, because he only have one P4, one P-42 and one Charger, but knowing that for a fact, eventually they're going to swap it over to two P-42s, not two P-42, but two Chargers, you know?
Well, exactly.
So
yes.
It only a matter of time, you know? It only a matter of time. And then after they get done testing them on him, which will probably last about a week or so, so it'll be the auto train next. So the auto train will probably be next in line, and to be honest, the clock is ticking, you know?
Yeah. Did you know that there's actually a subway system right under the Capitol building?
Oh, I know. I already know that. I already know it. Brightline. I already beat you to the punch.
Wow.
But yeah. But it's crazy when you just think about all the stuff that is going on, you know?
Exactly.
But I am looking forward to the crap storm that about to happen in 3 days. Oh.
The only thing I don't like Amtrak, the only thing that aches me about Amtrak is their pay scheme on the Chargers. And and not the ones that I'm talking, not the long distance ones. The long distance ones look cool.
I agree.
I'm gonna say it.
Like the The
I'm
one,
talking about the Amtrak Midwest library. Gosh!
oh, that I have mixed feelings on. It's okay to me, but I think they could have done better. You know, it
true.
still looked good, but they could have done better. You know.
Exactly. It's like the fastest, slowest. Amtrak is like they made their library slow. Look at the Valley of Liberty, for example. They make their libraries pretty like a slow moving train or something like that.
I know, but it did crazy, bud, because we're out looking at a big change in railroading now. You know.
Exactly.
Like, literally, I can officially say that by the end of the year, and I'm going to be brutally on it on the A line on the Charleston sub. Every train that is Amtrak oriented will not have a P42 on it anymore. It all going to be Chargers, which kind of is sad, but you know it gives us something new to catch. You know.
Yeah.
And
Well,
speaking of that, Brightline, did you watch my video where I caught him?
No, I haven't watched the video yet, but I actually saw your photos of the people of the ALC 42s.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I actually shared Amtrak. I actually shared it to Amtrak.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty good photo, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It was a little bit off to the side, though. That's my only critique, but it looks kind of good.
And here, Jane, do you know what season begins in 2 days?
What?
Fall begins in 2 days.
It's time for. You know what that means? It's time to transition from the daylight savings time.
Do you? Val, say it again.
Pumpkin slice coffee. Go try one, right, Lane? Go try yourself, sir.
Val, you want to say it again?
You better try some pumpkin slice latte, right, Line?
Pumpkin slice latte, what Val is saying.
And dance your heart to Miami. Because they're racing in the fall in Homestead, Miami, Florida.
Oh, speaking that, right. I'll bring it up. My favorite season of the year is fall. Like, I'm a fall lover. I love fall colors. I love this season because it's comfortable. Heck, and here in South Carolina, the sunlight, it's light where it don't mess you up when you rail fan.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Uh-huh. Same with the winter. The winter sun around here when it comes to rail fan, it's damn good too.
I mean, that's the perfect time for rail fests.
I know. Being that Winterfest is coming up in about 2 months, you know?
I see.
And you know where Winterfest starts at? Folkson, Georgia.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait for this year's rail banning photos. There's going to be a photo session for all the trains.
Oh, speaking of that, I have not seen any more news on any new Heritage units yet.
Jeez, well, I wonder what's well, I think CSX is actually painting its new library, though.
I know, they must have slowed down a little bit, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of true.
What hope it would not from the backlash, because if it was from the backlash, then what the hell, you know?
I think that CSX has just unveiled its new library, so they're kind of repainting some of their locomotives into the new paint scheme of CSX. That's what's happening, I believe.
I know, but it did crazy. But here, Dane, Union Pacific new president, let's be honest. Let's hope that guy tried to not do PSR because PSR are awful.
What Demetrius saw was a disaster.
I know. Like, hell, he missed out on a lot.
And let's not forget Union Pacific. Let's hope he actually gets back on track. Let's hope he gets Union Pacific back on track.
You know, I think I know the reason why, because he was probably working on a project, because that's what he did brought up, that he was working on something big for the last 7 months. That could be the possibility, you know?
You see.
Probably working on something big that might change history.
I know.
If that did, then we'll be honored knowing that we had someone that we know made history, you know?
Well, he might be on something big, and I mean big.
I know. When he does the lounge in next live stream, if he does it, I'm going to ask him, why did it took you so long to return to YouTube? I'm going to try to find out. You know?
Yeah, true.
But, yeah. But I am looking forward, and I mean I am looking forward to Friday, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Friday as well, because
We got a bright line, and it will be Victory Day for the railroading community.
yeah, exactly. I remember when I was in I remember in high school when I joined the High Speed Rail America Club. Demetrius I was looking up with what's going on with Brightline. Let's say back in the days when CARE existed, Citizens Against Rail Expansion existed. You know, those NIMBYs on the Treasure Coast, right?
Oh, yeah. You know, funny thing is, now they want a Brightline station. You know, that didn't make them full hypocrites. You know what I mean?
Let's not. Well, yeah, kind of.
Because my point is that you're going to be dead against something, and then a couple years later, you want it there then. That technically means y'all are hypocrites. Am I right?
Well, they didn't mean. They really want. I think they meant was they want to stop. I mean, their argument was first they want to stop Brightline, and then now they want a Brightline stop.
I think I know the reason why, because the people who wanted it stopped were not everybody. I think reality is that people are starting to leave because of that, you know? I think people were starting to leave that area because of all the crap that was happening, and they were saying enough is enough. And they said, all right, we'll build a station here to bring back the people we're losing because our stupidity back in the late 2000s, or not late, or early 2010, mid 2010s, you know? Am I right?
Yeah, they actually surrendered to Brightline.
That a victory in our book, you know?
Yeah.
That is a victory, if I say so myself. Am I right?
Right. Now the first leg from Miami to Orlando is complete. Now they just have to focus the third leg from Orlando to Tampa, which is going to be That's going to be a NIMBY paradise going down.
Oh, I know. Even though we're going to go down the road, it's going to be a NIMBY paradise because a lot of those people are sniffing that car drug. Car crack. Like, car crack.
There's only one thing that this project, that plan that Brightline actually put up, the plan from the Orlando International Airport to the convention center, I'm starting to think that this might be a stupid plan in the first place.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like transit projects, but having a Brightline station in the convention center that connects to Universal Orlando is a stupid idea.
I agree. And I agree that it would be a stupid idea to do one to Walt Disney World too. Like, keep the big, and I'm talking about, and what I would say, the big corporations out of this. Like, here at Jane, like, build a station that is not near Walt Disney World. Take the quicker route, like, build the track through the quicker route, Jane, fuck all that have, am I right?
Well, I think Walt Disney World I think that's why Walt Disney World just stopped. Went their heck. Actually, I think Walt Disney World stepped out of Brightline because they do not want a Brightline station. But the ones who do want a Brightline station are the guys from Reedy Creek.
Yeah, Reedy Creek, like, the problem is that the area they want to build it in is owned by Disney. Like,
it's actually near Disney World, but Walt Disney World used to have there was jurisdiction over the Reedy Creek improvement,
but not anymore. Not anymore. That falling apart as we speak. Am I right?
Yeah, and I believe yes. That's what I think. Yeah. Not anymore. And I think Reedy Creek could benefit from having a Brightline station because why? They could actually have all the taxes. They could actually spend the money on taxes and real estate. It's going to be it will be launching a real estate boom over there.
I know. Also, hear me out. Like, we get Sunrail to also connect to that station too.
Yeah, true.
Like, literally, make it where. Sorry.
As for the convention center, they should actually connect the Reedy Creek Brightline station with the convention center and the Orlando International Airport via light rail. That's my opinion.
That I actually agree with. Or like an S-Bahn or like DMUs. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like DMUs would work in that area pretty well. Like, have 3 different types of trains. Intercity trains, commuter trains, and DMU trains. Build the tracks to the convention center and have a DMU service runs on it. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And have DMUs and Sunrail share the tracks heading to the Brightline station because that will be the bigger station than the Amtrak Union Station in downtown Orlando. It will be bigger than that, and outly connected where you have a shuttle train will outly make the route even more busier, but even bring in more money.
Yeah, the only thing is, Brightline does not have to make a stop in the convention center. It could just make a light rail stop,
I know, but I think, Jane, I don't think light rail would probably work. What I think would work is a DMU service, because if you have a DMU, have that run connected up to areas where the commuter train, the bigger ones can't run into, have it run.
That's my idea, though. You got the idea.
Mm-hmm. But it did crazy because I did talk about it in my last live stream that DMUs are the way of the future when it comes to lines that don't need, big commuter trains,
Yeah, exactly.
And
so let's talk about the Reedy Creek station, Brightline station, all the way down. Yeah, the trains that go, Brightline could actually continue from Reedy Creek all the way down to Lakeland. I don't know if Lakeland would actually have a Brightline station, so we will see about that.
To be honest, I think that would be good for Lakeland because it would help out. But it is another small town that, can outly talk with, Sunrail and have it connected with them too,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, expand the system out. Do what the Dutch do, you know?
Yeah, and finally, expand to Tampa. We don't know if Brightline is going to use the Brightline, the Tampa Union Station, or build its own station.
To be honest, it's probably going to have to build its own station because CXX owned the tracks right by it, you know?
Yeah, I mean that Brightline station is probably close to Tampa Union Station, where Amtrak operates, right?
Yeah.
I believe.
They could, but, you know, TXX, with how it treat Amtrak, will probably do the damn same thing to Brightline, you know?
Yeah.
Even though the new CEO is better, let's be honest, some of the areas that are run by the other jurisdictions are turd nuggets. Am I right?
No, you're absolutely right. But you know that Amtrak, I mean, that's going to be easy for those who ride Amtrak to transfer from one station to another.
Oh, yeah, that for sure.
I mean, they could just walk from the Tampa Union Station and go to the Tampa Brightline Station.
It's big. That I'll be on it about, you know?
Yeah, that can actually benefit both Brightline and Amtrak.
Oh, I know, and if they decide to expand their streetcar system, like try to fix it, like fully fix it and expand it out, it could be a big success, you know?
Yeah.
Heck,
Yeah.
here's the other thing. If Tampa decide that they want to do commuter rail and, you know, because they're big enough for commuter rail and they're even big enough for, you know, a DMU thing, like, do like an S-Bahn system there and you'll have big money, you know? Like, it will help the city, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, though. And Tampa I think Tampa does have a commuter rail system in the works, though.
Hopefully they do. Now, Jacksonville need to get one up and running too, you know?
Yeah, I actually saw the plans for the Jacksonville commuter rail system there. So, it's going to be pretty cool.
Now, here, Jane, if they do the Jacksonville commuter system, I know for a fact, and I'm going to say that, they're going to use some of Amtrak old locomotive. I'm already calling it out.
Yeah, we could actually listen. For the sake of the P-42s, I want to see them in service just for some time.
I know, like I started rail fanning, like fully rail fanning back in 2019, 2020 when I fully started rail fanning catching trains on video. So I've been catching the P-42s for about almost 6 years now, you know?
Yeah, I remember that the P-42s were first introduced in 1998, somewhere.
No,
in
1991.
1991. Oh, 1991.
They're over 30 years old.
Gosh.
They're almost hitting 40, and it's about time for them to replace them. You know, but they would.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
They're there. Those were the locomotives we grew up on.
I know, and it's kind of sad seeing what's going to happen to them. It's sad.
And some rail fans thought that the Siemens Chargers look ugly. Let's not forget that the rail fans back then in 1991 were saying the same thing to the P-42s.
I know, and then they warmed up to them. I'm not gonna lie. I think they look cool, you know?
Yeah, they look cool. They're gonna grow up. They're gonna grow on. I think they grow up on me, so.
To be honest, I am so curious on what's going to replace them in the next 30 years, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just so curious, or they're just going to rebuild them, because there is going to be a point where you can't keep on building new locomotives anymore, you know?
Exactly.
But no one all did. It kind of sad. It's just sad to thinking about it. Wow.
Yeah, true. Okay. So let's think about Brightline. Back to Brightline. I think after when Tampa is completed, I think Brightline should actually focus on the corridor that goes from Cocoa to Jacksonville.
To be honest, I do think that, and now here, saying when they do that, they're going to have to build a Y for train coming from Orlando to Jacksonville. They're going to have to do that, you know?
Yeah, they have to do a Y. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it's probably going to be a high-speed Y, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be a high... Well, I don't think it's going to be a high-speed one. This is why I say that, because there's a lot of crossings in the Florida East Coast Railway.
I know, but here at Kicker, once you pack Cocoa, the amount of railroad crossings actually go down, actually.
Oh.
So, and the tracks are almost fully double main from all the way from Cocoa to Jackson. It almost fully. So, so they will have to do less work going from Cocoa to Jacksonville, you know?
Oh, okay.
Like, and that's something I noted, meaning that, but that line is a lot easier, and maybe if they work everything right, they can have that up and running, meaning the whole east coast of Florida will be connected with inner city and higher speed trains, and also, so the central and west area of Florida with Tampa. Now, Tallahassee, that would probably be way down the line, you know?
Yeah. Now, if once that corridor between Cocoa and Jacksonville is finished, I think Brightline could actually focus on the Tallahassee corridor. You know, the Panhandle corridor.
I know.
That's what I like to call it.
Like, hell, one city that have not seen passenger train for almost 50 to 60 years now is, Panama City.
Yeah. Hey, if Brightline could do it, let's hope that Amtrak. Well, gosh, if Brightline could bring passenger service back to Panama City, going to crap their pants.
I know. The moment that Amtrak starts connecting big cities that have not had partner rail for almost 50 to 60 years, is the moment that Amtrak is going to have a problem. You want to know why? Because it's showing that private partner company can actually do something that Amtrak wouldn't even dare do, and that actually benefit the country.
I mean, Amtrak is starting to get its act together right now.
I know.
Once Amtrak loses the Panhandle corridor, it's over for them.
Yeah, let's be honest, it'll be over for them because a lot of other companies will probably try to buy up their line to run. Heck, freight railroads might try to take a dabble and bring back passenger service, you know? That if they decide to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
But it did crazy when it did think about it. But being at PO 89 to Palmetto were only about 20 minutes late tonight.
Oh, I see.
So it did crazy, but we're probably going to hopefully they decide to add more trains to the route, like more Amtrak trains. That would be a good thing, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like having 2 trains in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, that's not enough, you know?
Uh-huh.
Even though it's a long distance train, gee Liz, add a couple more, you know? Like, we're part of the whole East Coast, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's awful when you think about it. But hopefully we do get the rail expansion that does help out the country,
Yeah.
But also I'm gonna bring up some bad news. By the way, you remember the guy in the Texas State Senate who kept on blocking, Texas Central.
Ken Paxton. Yeah, Ken Paxton.
He got
acquitted.
Oh, you already know?
I already know.
Look, I heard about that today, and I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. That prick.
I'm like, oh gosh, no.
Like, the fucker got acquitted, But I hope he is unable to get a job. Like, if he is unable to get a job back, then that will be a victory,
Yeah.
But thing is, his reputation is already ruined anyway.
Yeah, true.
But it pissed me off because I was hoping that little fucker rot in jail. I will hope it. You know what I mean? Like I was hoping he would rot in jail because of what he did.
Yeah.
But the good news is, and we'll bring up the good news, is that he cannot stop Texas Central this time because they got backing from Amtrak. They got backing from Amtrak, so he can't stop them now if he tried to come back. Am I right?
Yeah.
But the guy is a total, dick bag. But it really pissed me off when I heard about that today because I said, you gotta be effing kidding me. You know what I mean? Because here, Jane, before he got acquitted, he was facing 50 years in jail.
I see.
And he got lucky. He got freaking lucky. That's the thing that pissed me off because this guy needed the book thrown right at him. Because I just say that people like him, they're just a root of evil. You know what I mean? They're like a straight up root of evil, and they don't know when to stop. Am I right?
I know.
It beyond pissed me off when they acquitted him. Because that one thing I'll bring up, this guy do not deserve to get acquitted. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Because I know you were probably pissed when you heard about this too. Am I right?
Oh yeah, I was.
Because he was the reason why that Texas Central will put on right support.
Yeah.
And hit greedy Dean now, hopefully, with his reputation still damaged, because let's be honest, even though he got acquitted, his reputation is beyond repair. Hopefully now, he won't have a leg up, and I hope he don't get a job back either. You know what I mean?
Well, I think he might get his job back, possibly.
It will probably.
You know about Donald Trump? Once they impeached Donald Trump twice, and he got acquitted twice. So
I know.
And now he's running for president. So I think he might get his back. He might get his position back.
Here's something crazy. You're going to drop your mouth. Do you know what type of people who are voting for Trump?
Who?
The black community.
I know. I actually know that.
Did this show you how much the black community is ticked off if they're willing to vote for Trump? I don't like Trump or Biden, but it's telling you how much the black community is fed up with the BS lying that the other side is making, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Heck, it was going to happen sooner or later, you know?
I know. Now, let's be real here. I think the Republican Party should embrace public transportation.
Agree.
I mean, the Democrats have been doing this for quite some time, and it's time for the GOP to do it as well.
I know.
Let's not forget that no matter what the party you vote in, no matter what your party is, it's better to do their job.
Exactly.
Politicians are there to do their job.
And what I'll be on about it that it would be crazy to thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Vote. I mean, let's say I'm going to say this: vote for the politician regardless of political party. If you're a Republican, vote for the most qualified candidate. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, like I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. If you support things that I'm looking for that can help our city, I will vote for you. You know, and I will check your previous record and what you support.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's my mentality.
And here's the thing. We need more than a two-party system.
Yeah, we actually need more political parties in the United States, not just Republican and Democrat.
Oh gosh, I feel a little better. No, I gotta go to bed.
You feeling a little better?
I still feel dizzy.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's my Pepto.
Val is feeling a little sick right now, if you know what I mean, Bright Line.
Soup.
Oh, I see.
Soup.
Like, can I say it, Val?
I ate the last bit of your cereal and I have to repay you.
Not that.
And I bloated every day.
Val puked after work.
Ow!
Oh.
That's my second time. Oh,
like, so I got a sick wife right now.
Oh gosh!
Well,
you should have kept that to yourself, though.
To be honest, what happened when you overthink sometimes? But let me be honest. I am looking forward to, once we get over the crap from this decade, I am looking forward to when we finally get massive commuter rail, massive inner-city rail system across the U.S. I am looking forward when all of that happens, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, too.
Because we're about to have a renaissance of passenger rail and the rebirth of inner-city trains in the U.S. because of Bright Line.
All right, I'm going to, you know what happened? I mentioned about the incident the other day here in the Dominican Republic. You know, the incident between the two metro cars crashed to each other.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It looks like the conductors of those two trains, or the engineers of those two trains, got arrested.
Oh,
for that mishap. I mean, the two train engineers that were involved in the act.
Yikes!
Now, let's not forget that metro system that I just mentioned is actually operated by the Dominican government. So,
ooh, that a yikes!
And last but not icing on the cake, these are not qualified for operating this train system. That's what I just learned about it from now.
So the people who called them to train collide were not qualified.
They're not I mean, they're not trained. They're not trained yet.
Oof. That's crazy, but yeah.
If you're going to operate a transit system, you gotta hire you gotta hire some people who are actually qualified for the job.
Mm-hmm. But it did crazy when you did think about everything that happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Both. Yeah, the transit agency is still investigating about this mishap.
You know, someone is definitely going to lose their job. That for sure.
Yeah.
But it did crazy because of what's been going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it did blow my mind because of the idiocracy of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's funny. It's funny. Like, it would not, deliver it, because let's be honest, with how everything going right now, someone are probably going to get paid to try to make an accident happen to try to deter people from riding, That's the thing. That's the thing that I'm thinking about, because I know for a fact there are people out there that are pissed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oof. Oh God. PO 98 is still in Yemisi. Oof.
Oh gosh, my phone is actually in 16%. Let me try to talk to you.
Well, I do got to end the live stream soon because, Val, what time do you got work in the morning?
Oh, okay.
Hold on 1 minute. What time do you got work in the morning? 7? Val got work at 7. I got work at 10. But let's just go on for about another 10 more minutes. Because...
Well,
all right, I'll wait until...
Yeah, all right. I'll actually hang up on this phone. I'm going to use the computer right now.
All right. All right. We're going to wait until Brightline call on the computer. So let him call on the computer. But to be honest, a lot of crazy stuff happening. Wait a minute, because he's going to call on the computer. We're probably going to go on for another 10, maybe 15 minutes. But it did crazy when you did think about all the stuff that are happening right now. And I'm looking forward to... oh, I am so looking forward to September 22nd. Oh. Even that's the second day of fall. Brightline did not open up in summer, but it opened on the second day of fall. Ain't that something? That I'm not gonna lie about because that is the oof, if y'all know what I mean. So yeah. So it's something I am looking forward to because of Wowzer. It did crazy when you did think about it. Well, let's wait until Brightline get on the laptop. I don't know. Let's call him and see if he pick up on the laptop. But it did crazy when you did think about it. Because the airline, they're pissing their pants. If y'all know what I mean. Like, it did straight up piss. I meant pants pissing. If y'all get what I'm saying. Did piss there, piss everywhere. Oh. It did creamy on what I'm hearing going down in Florida. That I'm not going to lie about. Because, ooh. Didn't know when it did, and I mean just crazy knowing about everything that is going on. Alright, he not on the computer yet. But it did creamy on thinking about what happened, if y'all know what I mean. Because this is something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. Because we've been waiting over and over. Now, with the wait almost finally over, we're going to see a fantastical thing happen. But yeah. So waiting on Brightline to alright. Be online here. Alright. Oh, they're Gord. Gord! Hey, bud.
Hey,
You doing good?
how's it going? I'm tired.
Oh. Hey, I'm going to bring it
I'll
up.
stand for a few minutes. I need to get up at like 4:15.
Oh, you. Hey, you want to say something real quick?
Okay, the TGV tested today. It got up to 320 kilometers an hour, 200 miles an hour. Rail Color posted a story on it on their Instagram. I haven't been able to find a video yet on it, but that was cool that the new generation TGV's been testing on the high-speed lines.
All right. What do you think of Brightline opening on the 22nd? What do you?
Interesting.
Are you looking? All right. There you are, bud. But Gord, are you looking for? Are you looking forward to the grand opening of Orlando Station on the 22nd in 3 days?
I am.
Sorry, I'm watching a video.
All right. We'll let you go to bed now, bud.
Rock and roll, dude.
Or he's talking right now.
All right.
Rock and roll, Brightline.
Not Brightline, Gord.
Rock and roll, Gord.
All right. But
David's wife here.
Trading some world. Was that 2 weeks from now?
mhm.
So,
I know the new Payday game comes out tomorrow. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
David.
that I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be cool having all of it happen, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking forward to all the stuff that is getting ready to happen. Because it's going to get crazy next week with railroading, am I right?
Yeah.
From Train Simulator to the railroading community. Everything's going to be crazy. Am I right about that?
Yep.
Speaking of the railroading community, I
The
just
train
got
lover
into
is
Reddit.
always right.
Oh, I wish you luck.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you luck too,
Mhm.
Good.
Germany. They received one of their new ICELs, their Talgos, like the ones up in Washington, but they're in Germany.
Oh, speaking of that Gord, have the trees started changing colors there in New York?
that's weird.
Some mostly green.
Mostly still green.
Yeah, some are starting to change.
Yeah, we have been noticing some trees around here in Charleston are starting to change a little bit, but
I hate the fall and winter. Spring and summer is such a nicer season. It's so much better outside, in my opinion.
ouch! Damn, Brightline or not Brightline, Gord. That my favorite season. Ouch!
Proper ouch.
What, fall?
Yeah, fall my favorite season. I just don't like summer.
Probably better down where you are. Up here it's just like miserable.
It's all hurting David's feelings.
Now, here's up in Tribe.
Bees everywhere.
I love the fall colors. I love leaves. I did think it more beautiful. Try coming down here to Charleston during the summertime. You'll hate summer moment you come to Charleston. Trust me about that.
Yeah, but to me summer is better up here. It's not as hot.
But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna.
All right. Good night, Gord.
See you.
Later. Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, Brightline, you doing good? All right.
I'm doing good.
Being out, we got another train getting ready to go by.
PO89.
Not PO89, M401. Or not M41. He's going by right now, actually. It actually M491, but not M491, M449. My bad. I'm scatterbrained tonight, but Brightline, I am going to get crazy.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I know.
It's going to get crazy. Oh, hey, Ben.
Ben.
How you been, bud? I know. All right, Ben, I know you can't join the live stream today because you got school tomorrow, so I know that. All right, that's good to hear, bud. All right. Hey, Brightline, you remember Ben?
Yeah, I do remember it.
He in chat right now.
I know. I got a meme to show you from Reddit.
Oh, God. But Ben can't join the live stream right now because he got school tomorrow, so, he can't join, so that sucks.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I sent you the meme.
Oh, in Discord? All right.
In Discord.
Oh! Ah! I know the Chuggagin,
Yeah.
To be honest,
Juggington.
here, Jane, I did thought Chuggagin when I did think Tomet was superior over Chuggagin, like Tomet and Friend, it did that. I did found Chuggagin a little cringy,
Really?
Yeah.
To be honest, Thomas the Tank Engine has been an old TV show. It existed in the 1970s and way before.
At the 90s and when they started doing the live stuff.
Yeah.
In book form, you're talking about in book form. It been around since the 1950s, but it did not got a TV adaptation until the 1990s. So, yeah, but I did think Tomet the Tank Engine is superior over Chuggagin,
Yeah.
Because
Check this one out.
Because, let's be honest, I'm not trying to hate on it. It did that. It looked like something that would cause someone to have a teacher with how many flashing lights it had. Like someone going into analyze the teacher watching it. Like, but, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, true. Okay, so I sent you another meme, an image of a steam locomotive. You gotta see this.
Oh, well, I have a little steampunk of this. Steampunk.
What?
All right, to be honest, that remind me of steampunk. But, all right.
Yeah, this they should actually make a steam locomotive. They should actually make a transformer of a steam locomotive.
All right.
This gives me Transformer vibes.
Now, Brightline, do you think, and I'm going to bring up Genesis, do you think that Dimitri is going to do a live stream this Friday?
I don't know. Let's see.
Because this Friday will mark history for the railroad community, And that's something I'm serious. It's something big and it's a history maker. You know what I mean? Which I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, but it is almost what time is it? It is 9:13 right now. I've been doing the live stream for almost 2 hours. But. Could go on for another 6 minutes, but let's be honest. I am looking forward to when Demetrius finally starts doing a lounge again, you know? Because,
I made another meme. I have another meme in store.
oh
It's
god.
about the Shinkansen.
Oh, speaking of that, Brightline, have you watched some of the stuff that I sent you on Facebook?
No, I haven't. Let me check over there.
Oh my god, it's going to make you laugh your ass off with some of the stuff I sent you. Like, literally, like, it's so fucking hilarious. I just think it's funny. Ooh, but,
Oh yeah. Actually watched that.
oh, you already watched it?
Yeah. Okay, I actually sent you the meme on Discord. It's about the Shinkansen meme. Me who wanted to see an O series Shinkansen to appear in comics and films. Also me finding out that the Zero series Shinkansen named Kenji doesn't do much in the World Big Adventures 2-part special at the same time, used as a marketing stunt.
That actually is funny, you know? Who wanted to see...
Well, they finally did it.
Yep. You know, there would both be a deleted episode where they would both to go to Japan with in the Big World Big Adventure chain. With, to be honest, that was a flop anyway, so we would have not been ever being able to see that. But, you know, I better take that over to All Engine Go bullshit, you know?
I see.
But it did crazy on how much have changed, but I am looking forward to what is going to go on in 3 days, you know?
I want Demetrius to... You have to send this meme to Demetrius Villa.
Oh, I will try to. Like, you remember when I sneakily, you know, brought in that one meme in one live stream. You remember that? And he spotted it and started busting out laughing. I still remember that. You know, that was one of my finest day out there, you know?
Yeah, true.
Like, literally, I still remember that with the flying car meme and all that. But, yeah. But it crazy. Now, I am thinking about something, and you might think I'm crazy about it, but I'm waiting on when the next model train show come to town, you know? Like, you know, because I always enjoy the model train shows coming to Charleston, you know? I already took Vel to 2 of them, one up in Somerville and one in West Sassoon at the Citadel Mall. And I actually got Pope on video, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But yeah, hopefully when the next one comes to town, I'll have a good amount of money, you know? Because I want to get some good rolling stock this year and some actual good couplers. But yeah. But it's just been crazy, bud, you know? But I am so looking forward to this Friday. Ooh. I am so looking forward to that, you know?
All right. I'm going to... Let's go down to Google.com and let's see if we got some big news with the Class 1s.
Yeah, we're going to have to get through the big news fast because we're hitting the 2-hour mark. We're probably going to lose the internet connection sometime too soon, you know? So,
All right, let's go to the news segment. We got some investment news going on. CSX Railroad workers struck and killed by train in Walbridge,
Oof.
Ohio. Yikes.
Ooh.
And all the people that got struck was a CSX worker.
I know. Oof. That sucks.
That should have. I thought it was a pedestrian. I was thinking about a pedestrian or something, but a CSX worker. Did you know CSX workers actually go around trains too often, and they are the ones who operate trains.
I know, and that's sad. Heck, it probably got bad at that one guy that got crushed between two trains, you know?
Oh, wait a second.
From a year ago.
Oh, it was a remote control train from CSX.
Oh.
You gotta be kidding.
Oof! Killed by your own toy! Killed by your own toy! Am I right?
You gotta be. Oh my gosh, yeah.
That is a way to go.
You gotta be kidding me. I get that we have remote controls with model trains, but not with real life trains.
We actually do. They only use them in yard settings, you know?
Oh, I see.
I mean, a guy might have been building a train for an outbound or picking up freight from an inbound and probably not paying attention. It probably crushed itself to death between two couplers.
Enough is enough. Union calls for safety review after death of CSX carman.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
But, yeah. But it crazy. Also... I'm sorry.
That's actually bad for CSX. Let's hope that they get this year. Let's hope they get their act together.
Agree. I would hope they get it nipped in the bud before it become a real problem. You know?
I think it's actually a minor problem, though.
Agree. But
I mean,
But let's get on to the newsstand because I am kind of running out of time too.
Yeah. CSX to conduct maintenance on railroad crossings. That was just 4 hours ago.
Oh, that good.
Yeah.
All right. Anything on Union Pacific? Oops, sorry.
Let's go. NTSB investigated battle incident involving CSX carman. Okay, let's get on to Union Pacific right now.
Yeah, because I am kind of running out of time, and I do not want Wi-Fi cutting off all out of nowhere like it did that one time. You remember?
Yeah. Oh, explosion in Union Pacific's massive rail yard in Nebraska appears accidental, investigators say. You know that the explosion that Demetrius actually showed us
Yep.
in the live stream? That was the same explosion. That was that explosion.
And you know what, Dana? It did not came from a tanker car. It came from a box trailer on an intermodal car. That's what it came from. You know?
I think that intermodal car was, in fact, I think someone put a bomb inside that intermodal car. There could be something inflammable in an intermodal car.
Actually, they do carry stuff that are trample in container and box trailer. I have seen them. So I can vouch and confirm that was no bomb. Probably miss. Set up big at that. Here you go. Bye. And
regulators blast Union Pacific for running unsafe trains.
Oof.
It's about time.
Yep.
It's about time the government is actually cracking down on Union Pacific.
Yep, it's about time, and I think they only started doing it after, Norfolk Southern,
Yeah. Explosion at world's largest rail yard in Nebraska prompts evacuations because of heavy toxics.
Oh, yeah. Dimitri already talked about that, let's be honest. Now, let's get to Norfolk Southern and, and then probably call it a night.
All right, let's go on to Norfolk Southern. Norfolk Southern announces the details of a plan to pay for lost coal values after East Palestine derailment.
That good.
Yeah.
Let's hope that Norfolk Southern can make a comeback from this, because they have not been doing so good lately. So let's hope they make that comeback. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm starting to get a little tired. You could probably.
Yeah, Norfolk Southern CEO promised to keep improving safety on the railroad based on the consultant's reports.
That good.
Yeah, senators react to Norfolk Southern property value reimbursement.
That'll be good news. I'm not going to lie about that.
Now, let's hope Norfolk Southern the best. Because they have been a joke recently in the rail vending community.
Oh, I know. And to be honest, CXX and making a comeback and really making Norfolk Southern look bad. First, it was CXX being the problem child. Now it's Norfolk Southern being the problem child. And Union Pacific. Ain't that funny?
Yeah. Latest investigations fault BNSF Railway for Washington's Tunnel 5.
Ooh, BNSF? Wow.
Yeah.
That crazy.
Yeah.
But
BNSF Railway will settle biometric privacy case after $228 million verdict wiped out.
that is just crazy, I'll be honest.
Yeah. BNSF and maintenance of Way Union reached sick leave agreement. Finally.
Ugh, good. Hopefully they could get rid of high-vis too,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy, am I right?
Yeah. That's good. J.B. Hunt Transport will acquire BNSF brokerage business.
That crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. All right, let's go down to Amtrak. Amtrak adds $20 night owl routes. Which cities are served?
Ooh,
That's interesting.
that is, and that good.
Amtrak is adding more late night departures with fares starting at just $5.
And another good scene,
Amtrak makes cases for immediate takeover of Union Station.
Wow.
That's another.
That crazy itself, am I right?
Yeah. Amtrak's. Oh, this one's for the Villa Liberties. Amtrak's new trains can't hit full speed on its ancient track. That sucks.
Hopefully they'll be running next year,
Yeah, let's hope for that. I'm hoping for that. They gotta update most of the Northeast corridor.
I know, like, to be honest, that's why they've been upgrading and working hard,
Yeah, I know if you're actually working hard for that. I understand.
But yeah.
So, all right. I think that's the end of the news. Section.
Yeah. But
So I'm gonna say this. It's been a pleasure to be on this live stream.
Yeah, Brightline, to be honest, always fun to have you on the live streams, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
that,
actually looking for another meme that I just shared. It's about, did you know when there was actually steamers back in the day?
but,
Let me try to find that meme here, somewhere in here in Reddit.
I know, but, gotta get ready to end the live stream in a few minutes, buds, you know?
I know.
Heck, Val gotta go to bed soon, and I gotta go to bed soon, too, you know? But, to be honest, I always enjoy you on the live stream, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Because, to be honest, let's be honest, the live stream would probably be dull if we did not have you, you know?
Yeah, I know.
But,
So, alright, I'm trying to look for that meme. It's somewhere in Harrison. Harrison's House of Trades. Oh, here it is. Let me try to send it to you.
alright.
Check this one.
Oh! I see it.
So, a Virgin Diesel electric bathroom, modern, clean, not manly, gets club, versus a Chad Firebox bathroom. You don't have to leave to use it. Adds fuel to your engine, gives off a nice smell, builds confidence to run a shovel in front of your coworkers.
To be honest, to imagine taking a crap in a steam locomotive, talking that poop in there and watching the train to go into nitrous, you know?
Yeah. Actually, that actually happened on the steam locomotive in the steam age.
Technically, it did because a lot of people who pooped in steam engine, the poop got thrown right into it. Am I right?
Yeah. Actually, that's actually poop actually is a biofuel. So
I know, like, it did crazy, but it also holds stuff like crazy.
yeah, it actually burns easily though. So imagine. So I don't know if poop gives a good smell on when it's burning. So I don't know.
I know. But that was funny. I'm not gonna lie. But it had been a good night enjoying talking with you, Ollie, man. But, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But you have
So,
oh, sorry.
So about the Cascades route, Amtrak has to upgrade those Talgos up there in the Northwest.
To be honest, I think they're probably going to just get rid of the Tagos, you know, because they're slowly phasing them out.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm already calling it, but they're already phasing the Tagos out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
There are only 2 left in service.
Yeah, I see. By the way, I'm going to say this. I actually won 15 games of the Pick'em. I have 15 and 2 in the Pick'em. In week 2 Pick'ems for now.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's pretty good for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, I hope you have a good night, bud, you know? I hope you do.
Yeah, you too. Oh, by the way, good luck to the Carolina Panthers, who are going to win
All right.
this week.
Later, bud. Oh, sorry.
Later, bud.
You have a good one. All right. That was our friend not Gord, but Brightline. I do got to get ready to go to bed. But I hope y'all enjoyed the live stream. Please like and subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.